decade ago, the world felt different. 50 years ago, it was unrecognizable. There were no smartphones, no GPS, no social media, electric cars, or high-speed trains. Communication was a letter. Navigation was a paper map. A call overseas, a luxury, a computer, the size of a room. And now, we unlock our phones with our faces. We send messages across the globe in a blink. We land rockets upright. We can talk to AI, and it answers back. We live in a world that was once thought to be impossible. From flying taxis and brain chips to underwater cities and asteroid mining, these 15 projects will not only define the future, they will transform human life in ways we are only beginning to imagine. Saudi Arabia is building a city in a straight line, 170 kilometers long, car-free, and powered by clean energy. With a massive $500 billion budget, the line is being developed by NEOM and backed by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. Once complete, it will completely reshape city living with zero emissions, vertical design, and AI-driven infrastructure. A bold vision for the future of urban life. Flying taxis are taking off, literally. Dubai, the US, China, and Germany are racing to launch air taxis that bypass traffic and glide above the city. With over $10 billion invested globally, and companies like Volocopter, Joby Aviation, and EHang leading the charge, this isn't sci-fi anymore. Once launched, flying taxis could shrink commutes from hours to minutes and open up the sky as our next highway. Imagine traveling at the speed of an airplane, on the ground. The Hyperloop is a futuristic train system designed to shoot passengers through vacuum tubes at over 1,000 kilometers per hour. Developed by companies like Virgin Hyperloop and backed by governments in the US, UAE, and India, it's seen over $7 billion in global investment. Once operational, it could slash cross-country travel to under an hour, making daily intercity commutes faster than flights. SpaceX is building the most powerful rocket ever made, the Starship. Designed to carry humans to the Moon, Mars, and maybe beyond, it's also built to make space travel affordable and frequent. With over $5 billion invested so far, Starship is backed by NASA and Elon Musk's SpaceX. Once fully operational, it could carry 100 passengers per flight, colonize new worlds, and even connect cities on Earth in under an hour, changing how we view distance, travel, and life itself. Imagine a city that breathes, literally. In Mexico, architects are designing a smart forest city where 40,000 trees and 7.5 million plants will clean the air while solar and wind power fuel everything. Designed by Italian architect Stefano Boeri, this city blends nature and technology to fight pollution and climate change. Once completed, it will serve as a model for how future cities could live in harmony with nature, absorbing 116,000 tons of carbon dioxide every year. Europe is racing toward a clean energy future with a wave of gigafactories, massive battery production plants, powering the shift to electric vehicles and renewable energy. Germany, Sweden, France, and Hungary are investing billions to become global EV leaders. At the center is Northvolt, a Swedish company building one of the greenest battery factories on Earth, using 100% renewable energy to produce batteries with a near-zero carbon footprint. Rising seas threaten millions. But what if we could float above the problem? From South Korea to the Maldives and the Netherlands, nations are building floating cities, engineered communities that rise with the sea. Leading the way is Oceanics Busan, the world's first prototype floating city, backed by the United Nations and South Korea, designed to house 12,000 people and operate on renewable energy, sustainable food systems, and zero cars. These floating marvels will redefine coastal living, turning water into a new kind of real estate, smart, resilient, and untouchable by climate change. This isn't science fiction anymore. We're building a space station around the moon. Called the Lunar Gateway, this international project led by NASA, ESA, JAXA, and CSA will serve as a permanent outpost orbiting the moon, supporting lunar missions, and eventually acting as a launch pad for human missions to Mars. Unlike the International Space Station, the Gateway will be smaller, autonomous, and sit over 400,000 kilometers away, enabling astronauts to live, research, and prepare for deep space travel. Imagine a world where no village, desert, or mountain is left offline. That's what Starlink is building, a constellation of over 42,000 satellites, beaming high-speed internet across every corner of the globe. From rural Africa to disaster zones and ocean ships, Starlink is eliminating the digital divide. It's more than fast Wi-Fi, it's education, jobs, and opportunity for billions who were once disconnected. What if your brain could control a computer just by thinking? That's the vision of Neuralink, a project by Elon Musk, creating brain-computer interfaces that connect the human mind directly to machines. It's not just sci-fi anymore. These tiny brain chips may one day help paralyzed patients walk, restore vision to the blind, or even allow people to download memories, control prosthetic limbs, and access information faster than Google. It's the first real step toward merging humans with AI, redefining the limits of our body, mind, and potential. For the first time in its history, India is sending humans into space, not as passengers, but as pioneers. The Gaganyaan mission, led by ISRO, aims to launch Indian astronauts, called Vyomnauts, into low Earth orbit aboard an entirely Indian-made spacecraft. But this isn't just about national pride. It's about proving that space isn't only for superpowers. If successful, Gaganyaan will place India among an elite club, opening doors for affordable space research, international collaboration, and inspiring a new generation of scientists across the developing world. The world changed overnight when a virus shut it down. But what followed was even more revolutionary. A new kind of vaccine built not with weakened viruses, but with genetic code. This is mRNA technology, a breakthrough that allowed scientists to create COVID-19 vaccines in record time. But its real impact is only beginning. In the future, mRNA vaccines could eliminate cancer, stop HIV, and neutralize diseases before they ever spread. It's not just medicine. It's a programmable defense system inside the human body. What if Earth wasn't our only home? What if a new human civilization could rise on another planet? That's the mission behind SpaceX's Mars City plan. Elon Musk's vision is to build a self-sustaining city on Mars by the 2050s, starting with hundreds of starships carrying supplies, habitats, and eventually, people. This isn't just about exploration, it's about survival. If Earth faces extinction, from war, climate, or cosmic disaster, Mars could be our backup drive. While the Earth is covered in oceans, only 1% of its water is drinkable. And with populations booming and rivers drying, the next war may not be over oil, but water. That's why nations like Saudi Arabia, Israel, Australia, and Singapore are investing in massive desalination plants, facilities that turn seawater into clean, drinkable water using advanced filtration and solar power. From NEOM's solar-powered desalination to Israel's Sorek plant, these innovations are not just helping their own people, they're models for the entire world. By 2050, the world will have 10 billion mouths to feed. But farmland is shrinking, and climate change is devastating crops. That's where smart agriculture comes in, using AI, drones, and vertical farms to grow more food using less water, space, and time. From Japan's robot-run lettuce farms to India's AI irrigation systems and the Netherlands' greenhouse cities, the next revolution isn't industrial, it's agricultural. These weren't just 15 projects, they are 15 sparks of a revolution. From flying cars to underwater cities, from life-saving vaccines to farming with artificial intelligence, humanity is no longer waiting for the future. We're engineering it. Each project is a glimpse into what's possible when ambition meets innovation. When nations dare to dream beyond borders, beyond gravity, and beyond the limits of today. And while some of these are still under construction, one thing is clear. Once completed, they will not just upgrade our cities, they will transform our lives. Because these aren't just buildings, machines, or codes. They are bridges to a better tomorrow, for all of us.